video, and we are going to be doing a live reaction, which we haven't done in a while. So, this is going to be of the brand new SML Universe video.
Can you tell me about
Alexa.
what those worries were? I was very insecure about my looks.
Okay, hang on.
And a lot of girls face that anyway, regardless. But I think in my case, I
Anyway, without further ado, let's see and find out what this will be about. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you want us to react to next, and hope everyone enjoys the reaction. Without further ado, also hit that bell icon so you will get notified of new and old content or whatever content you would like. Let us know, no cap. So, now, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, let's see and find out what this will be about, and let go.
From Lavelle almost dying of kidney failure, to the SML crew getting swatted, there have been 8 times that SML crew members have almost died.
Okay.
Starting with the time that Lance hit Logan with a baseball bat and nearly killed him. When
Damn.
Logan was around 3 years old, he and Lance were just messing around in their playroom, like all little kids do. But at some point, Lance accidentally swung a baseball bat and nailed Logan right in the head.
That's
Blood
okay.
went everywhere, and Logan got knocked out cold. Naturally, Lance freaked out and ran to their mom, saying that he thought he had killed Logan.
And he ran to my mom and said, Mom, I accidentally killed Logan. And my mom was like, what? So she picked me up and rushed me to the hospital.
Their mom obviously would rush Logan to the hospital, and it turned out that he had a fractured skull. Thankfully, he recovered and didn't have any lasting damage. But to this day, Logan jokingly blames that moment for why he's terrible at math.
And it
Yeah.
turns out that Lance had fractured my skull. He had hit me so hard that he actually cracked the side of my head. And I know I did not get any brain damage. I'm not stupid or retarded,
That's
but
true.
he did hit me so hard I think I forgot math because I'm really, really bad at math.
Now, this situation happened all the way back in 1997. Which, as of recording this video, was 28 years ago. However,
Okay.
after all this time, it's still crazy to think about how Logan could have never created SML if this situation went a different direction. And let's just be thankful that Lance didn't hit Logan any harder and caused any worse damage, because otherwise he could have been like Jeffy. But speaking of almost dying, let's talk about something I bet you didn't know about. The time that Lavelle almost died of kidney failure. In 2018, after Halloween, Lavelle's whole right upper body would start to get really swollen. So he would go to the hospital to get it checked out. And it would turn out that Lavelle was actually having kidney failure.
My whole right side of my body was swollen. Acute kidney failure. Yeah, serious shit.
Yeah, his kidneys started failing. They didn't want to be in his body anymore.
Oh no, yeah,
This whole situation would cause some serious damage to Lavelle's right upper body. As for a little while, he couldn't be in videos, and when he did return, Logan had to modify the way that they filmed scenes around it, so his right arm wouldn't get hurt much. This would be seen with a lot of Chef Pee-Pee scenes, as we would see Logan film on the right side.
You could just kind of say, can you hand to me that glass?
That's kind of true, no cap.
Get it?
Starving.
Some call it picky. No tomatoes.
Yeah.
We call it perfect.
Yeah.
Because sometimes.
Logan film on the right side, and basically see Chef Pee-Pee from another perspective. And he would use the puppet with his left hand instead of his right. Now, this kidney failure could have cost Lavelle his entire life if he ignored the swollen body, and didn't get it treated in time. As around 135,000 people die from untreated or really severe kidney failures in the US every year.
Yeah.
However, that near-death experience wasn't as scary as the SML swatting incident. On December 16th, 2019, Logan was in the middle of filming Rich Mario, when he suddenly got a call from the SML County Sheriff Office. They were telling him to come outside with his hands up, which definitely raised a red flag. But weirdly enough, the cops weren't even at his house yet.
And when I answered it, I hear a voice that says, "This is Officer Blank with Escambia County Sheriff's Office. Come out with your hands up right now. Come out unarmed." And I knew from the tone of the voice and just the way the call sounded, I said, this isn't a prank call. This is real. So I walk outside and I don't see the cops.
Later on, Logan told Lance to leave the house so he wouldn't get caught up in whatever was going on. And while he was leaving the house, out of nowhere, a SWAT team showed up and ran into Lance, asking where Logan was. That's when Logan came out of the house and got cuffed on the spot.
Oh, no. My name's Lance 38. I'm his brother. He's inside. Your brother here? Not here. Sure.
Someone had called the police, claiming that Logan was out there shooting his neighbor's window with an AK-47.
So I heard you've been doing some shooting tonight. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we got calls that you had an AK-47 and you were shooting out all your neighbor's windows.
All they had to do was look up at the neighbor's house, who clearly had all their windows still in their house.
Yeah, he said, so I heard you've been doing some shooting tonight. And I said, what? He's like, yeah, we got some calls that you were shooting out your neighbor's windows with an AK-47.
Logan even said the way the cops handled the situation.
I mean, yeah, that's true. They don't like looking up sometimes, even though it's pretty obvious.
Made him think that he was about to get beaten. Not long after, Chili came outside too. And once the police looked around and realized that nothing shady was happening, they kind of seemed disappointed. Logan later said the police was probably expecting something big because the area had a lot of crime. And it turned out to be a false alarm. Now, this was a near-death experience for Logan, Lance, Chili, and her dogs, and potentially even the locksmith that was at Logan's house, as all the cops had rifles and other guns pointed at them. One wrong move, and they could have ended their lives in an instant. As a quick reminder, you guys should never SWAT someone, no matter the circumstance, as you can get in huge legal trouble for it. That is seriously messed up that someone did that. Glad you guys are good. Swatting is such a dangerous thing. Can't believe the internet. Now, well, Logan and everyone else took the right precautions in the swatting.
Yeah, you shouldn't ever do that. No care.
Incident to not get seriously hurt. The same cannot be said for Lavelle during his overdose incident. Now, around early 2020, Lavelle was on an Instagram live, and all of a sudden, he slowly started falling and would become unconscious. Everyone in the chat was worried and confused, but it turned out that Lavelle overdosed on live. Now, unfortunately, this entry is really short because the video of the Instagram live is nowhere to be found on the depths of the internet. This is because the clip most likely got taken off of YouTube for obvious reasons, and not many people were in the live stream at the time. So this entry isn't known by most viewers, but as we know, Lavelle has had a long history with drug abuse, as he's even been arrested for possessing it before. But take all of this with a grain of salt, because there is very little information about all of this out there. Now, while all of these incidents so far have been crazy, we haven't even scratched the surface yet on Logan's near-death experiences and medical problems. In spring break of 2004, Logan took a trip to Louisiana to visit his cousins. They had a massive swimming pool, and Logan was all about it. He loved spending time in the water. But one day, while he was out swimming, a bunch of mosquitoes started biting him. Turns out that one of them was carrying a pretty serious disease. And yeah, unfortunately, Logan ended up getting bit by that one specifically.
But that was a bad idea because there were millions and millions of mosquitoes all around the pool, and I got bit like 100 times. And one specific mosquito was carrying this very, very deadly disease. And I was the unlucky one, and I got bit by this huge monster devil dragon mosquito.
Now, after the trip, when Logan got back to Florida, he started feeling really sick, had intense neck pain, and was throwing up a lot. So his parents rushed him to the hospital. While the doctors were checking him out,
What if you were prepared for all those interview curveballs? Practice the interview before the interview. At Elite DNA Behavioral Health, we believe that taking care of your mental health is the key to truly living. We'll help you create a strong foundation.
Okay,
rushed him to the hospital. While the doctors were checking him out, Logan even mentioned that the pain got so bad that he threw up on the pain chart when they asked him what his pain was from 1 to 10, which honestly kind of says it all.
So my mom rushed me to the hospital and the doctor said, you probably just have the flu or something. On a scale to 1 to 10, how bad do you feel? And I said, bleh, and I threw up all over his stupid 1 to 10 chart.
Eventually, the doctors figured out what was going on. Logan had tested positive for 2 very rare diseases called West Nile virus and spinal meningitis. Naturally,
sometimes you do have to throw up to make a point. Scale of 1 to 10. That would be a pretty big 10, okay.
the hospital staff freaked out and quickly transferred him to a bigger hospital. He ended up staying there for about 2 weeks, but luckily his condition started to improve. When he was finally sent home, his mom bought him a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube as a kind of glad you didn't die gift. Now, while the situation didn't seem deadly on paper, 1 in 150 people end up dying from West Nile virus. This virus is a very deadly disease, and around 10 people die from West Nile virus every year in the US. And fun fact, because of this moment in Logan's life, Logan would get his pool in 2022 screened in because of West Nile virus, as he was scared and didn't want it to happen to himself again, Lily, or anyone else.
This is the pool so far. It's currently getting screened in because back when I was in 3rd grade, I got bit by a mosquito, and the mosquito had West Nile virus, and then it gave me spinal meningitis, and it almost killed me, and that's why I have some of my stomach problems and motility problems in my intestines, is because this mosquito bite kind of was shutting my body down organ by organ from the meningitis.
But now, let's talk about the next time Logan almost died, from his SMAS surgery in 2012. These viruses would continue to affect Logan later on into his teenage years, and eventually he would start getting really sick whenever he ate. According to Logan, he used to love eating, and apparently would be able to eat a whole pizza by himself. But eventually, he started wanting to throw up every time he ate any food. This would result in Logan losing a lot of weight, as he stopped eating. And when he would visit the doctor to get checked up, the doctor would claim that nothing is wrong with Logan, which was definitely false, and this would unfortunately cause Logan's parents not to believe him, and they wouldn't let him do anything until he ate his food.
So I ended up seeing a doctor, and the doctor ran all these tests and didn't find anything wrong with me. So the doctor said, you must be faking it, or you just want attention. And my mom and Brian believed the doctor because, none of the tests came back with anything wrong. So when it came time to eat, I wasn't allowed to do anything until I ate all my food.
This would result in Logan becoming more sneaky and would take big bites of food, then would go to use the bathroom just to spit it all out. For a few years, Logan would keep fighting with these problems. But around his junior year in high school, he got put on a feeding tube, which was the only way he was able to eat properly at the time.
See, I started feeling worse, I started losing more weight, and my doctor decided to put me on a feeding tube because he thought that would make me gain weight super fast.
However, this feeding tube wouldn't really help, and it would just mess up Logan even more. He would feel really sick from the feeding tube, missed a month of school, and was even considering suicide. Now,
yes, stuff can go on. Doctors, doctors make mistakes too, no doubt.
Fix all of this, in 2012, Logan's doctor would tell him that he could take a very risky surgery to fix everything, which would be the superior mesenteric artery syndrome surgery, or SMAS for short. But it was risky, as he could come out worse than he did before, or even potentially die. But Logan was willing to do it, and would upload the season finale to Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures to his channel, which ended it in a way where if he didn't make it out of the surgery, the storyline would continue to loop forever, and fans would never forget about Logan.
And I ended it in a way that if I were to die in surgery, the videos would constantly loop and you would always remember me.
Now, that was honestly very sad when you think about it, but luckily, Logan survived. Now, everyone should give some props to Logan for how much he really had to fight throughout his life, but in the end, he made it out and would continue to make content for us. We have to respect how much this man has gone through, truly a legend. Logan has to be one of YouTube's most resilient creators of all time. The incredible amount of pain and hardships he went through in his YouTube career is unbelievable. However, Logan had easily the most near-death experience out of anyone in the crew, and it's honestly a miracle that
At Purdue University in Indianapolis, learning is real-world and hands-on. Engage in industry internships, explore a STEM...
Okay.
Miracle that he's alive after the car crash incident. On June 20th, 2024, Logan was filming SML movie Fast and Furious, and this one was a really cool video where Logan and the crew were racing all of their cars, and one of the cars in specific was Logan's Chevy Camaro, which a few weeks prior he had sent to Tennessee to get 1,000 horsepower on it. And during filming, Logan wanted a scene with the Camaro doing burnouts, but this scene ended up taking 8 tries, and they heavily burned the tread off of the tires.
So we probably burned the tires 7, 8 different times. So their traction was completely burnt off.
There was no tread left on the tires.
Yeah, there was no tread on the tires. It was just completely bald.
Now, this would be the sole reason for this near-death experience, as towards the end of filming, Logan wanted to race the Porsche GT5 with the Camaro even after the tread was burned off. They would end up racing, and Logan would hit a max speed of 140 miles per hour. Now, towards the end, Logan would start braking and slowed down to 90 miles per hour. However, he was somehow confident enough to make a turn. Then, shortly after, the Camaro would start skidding, and by then, Logan knew he was cooked. And the car would fly off of a little hill and send the car to the ground. Right there and then, Logan felt his biggest injury happen to him in real time. He would break his back.
This is bad. I'm gonna wreck. And I remember flying off this hill. So my car flew off this hill, and then when the car slammed on the ground, I felt my back break. Because my car, how much air did you?
I say 9 or 10.
Well, is that better than the West Nile virus from that mosquito? Probably. But is it still painful? Yeah, of course.
He was Air Logan. You were high up there, bro.
Yeah, so my car went up went up a hill, and I was in the air. And when my Camaro slammed on the ground, it slammed my body back into the seat, and that's when I felt my back break.
Then after, the Camaro would keep driving. Logan hit a metal barricade, and the airbags deployed. Now, to make the situation worse, the moment when the crew realized what had happened was captured on Lance's behind the scenes.
What happened?
Yeah, this incident was very clearly deadly. If one thing was different, or Logan went a different direction with the Camaro, Logan could have definitely died, as car crashes are no joke, and millions of people a year die from these types of accidents. Now, all those incidents with the SML crew were definitely deadly and scary, but this final incident is a rumor from the SML drama which could have gone horribly wrong. The situation in question is none other than Rachel, supposedly pulling a gun out to kill Adriana. Now, this came from Adriana herself, so take this with an insanely huge grain of salt. But during the SML 2024 drama, Adriana would send a video to a fan of Rachel at Logan's house with a gun, supposedly, and Adriana was yelling that Rachel was there with a gun, causing Logan to yell not to call the police. This was chaotic. I'll just let the clip speak for itself.
Are you gonna kill us? You just asked me. Are you gonna kill us? Are you gonna kill us? Are you gonna kill us? What are you doing here? It's gonna be fun to come visit. She's leaving her foot on the door.
Well, Adrian, you go to the room.
Me?
No, Adrian, go to the room. Adrian.
No. Why are you here? She put a no contact thing. Why the fuck are you here? What the fuck is going on?
Call Rachel.
What the I'm gonna call the cops on you right now, Rachel.
I'm not gonna call you. Do not call the cops. No more cops. There's no such thing as cops anymore. Rachel.
I'm gonna call the cops on her if she doesn't get the fuck out. I'm calling the cops on you right now.
Now, of course, if Rachel really did have a weapon and those intentions, this very well could have been a near-death experience for Adriana or even Logan too. But again, take it with a grain of salt. Well, those are all of the times that SML crew members almost died. If you liked this video, I'm sure you'll like the one on screen.
Well, good thing she didn't have weapons. No dip.
So you might as well check it out. It's a good one.
I bet it is. Sounds like it, no dip.
Proximity. Now there's a great word to describe what we did out there. Like Jesus, we often found ourselves in people's homes. For example, at the bottom of a hill in Arizona, we found ourselves with Robert.
Okay.
You guys ready to see who went?
Sorry about that, guys. Hang on.
From Lavelle, almost.
Okay, this will be the end of the reaction. And hope you liked the live stream of it. Hope you liked the live stream reaction. Until next time. If anyone liked the reaction, make sure to hit the bell icon so you will get notified of new and old content on Date and Bulldogs, whatever content you would like again, and there's no cap as well. Like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you would like us to make a video about or to react next. Until next time, Date and Bulldogs. That's tough that they almost died, but good thing that they didn't. Until next time, Date and Bulldogs, and we are out.
Back. YouTube. Back. YouTube. Button. Double tap to activate. Create. Stream interrupted.